Shalom Yashala. His brother Mapathat. That'd be key. Slaki, but in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Right? And this is gonna be a quick video just going into and meditating on the spirit of meekness. You understand? Being meek, being humble, right? Being lowly, because that's required of you as a servant of the Lord. Right? That's required of you in this truth to be humble, right? Before we go into it, I want to give all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh, and the name of his only begotten Son, who the world will ignorantly call Jesus Christ. But we know him as Yahweh Shai, the righteous, right? And we're going to kind of dive into this thing. Let's go into the book. I wanted to start off here, but I just thought of a quick precept I want to go to. And one of my favorites, right? In Matthew 23, in verse number 11, and it reads, "But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant." In this red letter, that's what Yahweh Shai said. He said, "But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant." All right, and it says, "And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased." So if you try to exalt yourself and magnify and glorify yourself in this thing, right? Try to force yourself in positions that the Lord didn't put you in. You understand? Hey, the Lord said he's going to abase you. He's going to bring you low. Right? And it says, "And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted." And if you humble yourself before the Lord, you understand, you give your life, you give your soul unto the Lord, right? The Lord is going to exalt you. That's plain, right? So I just wanted to bring that out through the spirit, but I want to go back to Sirach. So you have to humble yourself before the Lord, right? So let's go back to Sirach, and I want Sirach chapter 3 and verse 17, and it reads, "My son, go on with thy business in meekness." Right? That's plain, right? It says, "Go on with thy business in weakness." So like I said, weakness. But go on with thy business in meekness, meaning humbleness, lowliness. Everything you do should be in meekness. Right? It says, "So shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved." Right? And if you go on with your business in meekness, you're going to be beloved of the Most High God. Verse 18, it says, "The greater thou art, the more humble thyself." So it's going into the same thing that we just read about in Matthew 23. Right? The greater you are, right, the more humble you should be. The more you increase in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the more you increase in his truth and his spirit, hey, that's the more humble you should become. You understand? And it says, "And thou shalt find favor before the Lord," because the Lord is dealing with the meek. The Lord is dealing with the humble. Right? In Sirach 10, you can read about how the Lord hates pride. You understand? In verse 19, it says, "Many are in high places and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek." And that's a heavy point, right? Mysteries are revealed unto the meek, right? The Lord is going to give his mysteries, the dark parables, the dark sayings, the prophecy unto the meek, right? And prophecy is something we have to pretty much covet after. You understand? You should want to be able to prophesy, right? But it says, "But mysteries are revealed unto the meek." So these dark sayings, these different prophecies, the deeper understanding of the lore of the scriptures, they're revealed unto the meek, right? And it says, "For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honor of the lowly." Right? Let's go to Numbers, because Moses was very meek, and Moses knew a lot of the deep mysteries of the Lord. So let's go to Numbers 12 and 3, and let's see what the Lord said about Moses. Right? So Salakia, bear with me. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 12 and verse 3, and it reads, "Now the man Moses was very meek." That's playing upon tables. Moses was very meek. Right? So we should want to strive to be meek, right? Like Moses. Right? Be humble like Moses. And out of all men the Lord could have used at that time, he chose Moses, right? Who was very meek. And check this out. It gets even deeper than that. It says, "Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth." So not only was he meek, Moses was literally the meekest man on the earth. And that's who the Lord used to deliver Israel from captivity. That's super heavy, right? That's super heavy. The Lord used the meekest man on the earth. That's who the Lord is dealing with. The Lord is dealing with the meek, right? That's so heavy, man. Moses was the meekest man on the earth, right? And that's who the Lord was dealing with on the highest level at that time, right? So that's something that you should keep in your prayers. You understand? It's for the Lord to humble you down, to be meek before the Lord. You understand? Pride is a hell of a demon, and you don't want to be prideful in this thing, right? Because the Lord is not dealing with the proud. The Lord is dealing with the lowly. He's dealing with the meek. Brothers get a little knowledge and understanding and start to think that there's something. You understand? Start to think that they're better than the next brother, that they deserve the position that the next brother has because they feel like they know more precepts than them, right? That's pride. You understand? So let's go a chapter back and let's go to 11:24. Let's get an example of how meek and humble Moses actually was. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 11 and verse 24, and it reads, "And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle," right? And it says, "And the Lord came down in the cloud, and spake unto them, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders." So the Lord came down and took the spirit that was on Moses and gave it unto 70 elders, right? And it says, "And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease." So that same spirit of prophecy that Moses had, he put it on 70 elders. You understand? Now check this out. It says, "But there remained two of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad, and the spirit rested upon them. And they were of them that were written, but went not out into the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp." So you had different men prophesying now, right? Moses was the only prophet, right? In verse 27, it says, "And there ran a young man and told Moses and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Moses, one of his young men, answered and said, My Lord Moses, forbid them." So Joshua, he kind of didn't really know what was going on. He kind of like, "Hey, Moses, aren't you supposed to be the one that's prophesying? Hey, forbid these other men from prophesying," right? He ain't really know what was going on, right? And it says, verse 29, "And Moses said unto him, Enviest thou for my sake?" So Moses like, "Are you jealous for my sake that these other men are prophesying?" And Moses said, "Would the Most High God that all Yahweh's people were prophets." So Moses said, "Man, I wish that all y'all was prophets, man. Right? I wish all of you could prophesy. Right? Hey, don't be jealous for my sake. I wish all of y'all had the spirit of prophecy." Right? So Moses, he rejoiced in the fact that other brothers amongst the camp were prophesying. Right? And that's how we have to feel. You don't want to have vainglory. "Oh, I want to be seen as the one that's on fire. I want to be seen as the leader of the camp. Or I want to be seen as the mightiest brother in the camp." Hey, that's not how Moses felt. Hey, you shouldn't feel that way either, man. Right? You want to see all your brothers on fire. You understand? And it says, I'm going to read verse 29 again. And it says, "And Moses said unto him, Enviest thou for my sake? Would the Most High God that all Yahweh's people were prophets, and that Yahweh will put his spirit upon them." Right? So Moses said, "Man, I wish everybody had the spirit of the Lord upon them. And I wish everybody was prophesying. Hey, don't be jealous for my sake." Right? That's mighty as hell, man. Right? So Moses didn't care about vainglory. Moses was literally the meekest man on the earth. He didn't care about being seen as the mighty deliverer. Right? You're talking about the man that the Most High God literally appeared unto. Right? Yahweh Shai literally appeared unto and chose him to deliver his people out of Egypt. But yet he said, "Man, I wish everybody could prophesy." Right? I don't care. I'm not seeking vainglory. It's all about the glory of the Lord. That's mighty as hell, and that's meek. You understand? So we have to read these accounts and allow them to dwell in our hearts and meditate on them, right? And it says, and that's all I wanted on that. That's a super beautiful account, right? Let's go to 2nd Esdras. Super, super beautiful account. Let's go to 2nd Esdras 14. And just to furthermore show you how the Most High God is really dealing with the meek, and he reveals his mysteries unto the meek. Right? You got to think about it like this. If the Lord was to reveal certain mysteries and give a certain amount of understanding and certain gifts unto a proud man, he's going to exalt himself. He's going to look down on his brothers, right? Hey, he's going to be wicked, man, right? Everybody coming to that man for answers. He's going to feel like he's just this mighty brother, and that he's not going to be able to handle that if he's dealing with pride. You understand? So that's why the Lord, that's why it says the Lord gives his mysteries unto the meek, right? Because certain brothers wouldn't be able to handle certain amounts of power, right? Certain amounts of faith, or certain amounts of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because they would be puffed up by it. You get what I'm saying? So let's read this. It's 2 Ezra chapter 14 and verse 1, and it reads, "And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here I am, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me in the bush, I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses," right? And it says, "And talked with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mount of Sinai, right, where I held him by me a long possession," right? And it's the point I want. So like a long season. And it's the point I want in verse 5. It says, "And told him many wondrous things." Now remember, Moses was the meekest man on the earth. So it says, "And told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the time." So Moses knew different things that were going to come to pass, right? And the end. Moses knew about the end. And it says, "And commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide." So it was certain things that Moses declared, and certain things that Moses hid. You understand? Moses already knew about Yahushua. Moses knew about many things that was going to come to pass in the latter days, right? But certain things he was supposed to declare, and certain things he was supposed to hide. But Moses knew many things, right? And that goes back to what we read about in Sirach 3, right? I'm gonna go back to it. Just trying to show you how all these things connect with how the Most High God deals with the meek, right? So this is the book of Sirach chapter 3 and verse 19. It says, "Many are in high places and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek." So that's why Moses knew what was going to come to pass in the end. Moses prophesied about Yahushua. I believe it's, I know it was more than 2 times for sure, right? I want to say 3, but it might have been more. But if you read throughout the law, Moses continually prophesied about Yahushua, right? And Moses knew more things than he prophesied about, but certain things he was supposed to declare, and certain things he was supposed to hide. You understand? Right? So the Lord is dealing with the meek on a higher level, right? The Lord reveals his mysteries unto the meek, right? The Lord guides the meek in judgment. Let's get that. Let's get this in Psalm chapter 25. So you definitely should be praying for the spirit of meekness, man. Right? Praying to be lowly in this thing. Don't allow knowledge to puff you up. Right? Don't allow your works to puff you up. Right? You got to pray to stay meek and lowly in this thing. Right? Because hey, when coming out of the world, right, just from being a damn nigga, right? Hey, your carnal man will want you to be puffed up by knowledge, right? Puffed up by wisdom, because in the world they tell you, hey, knowledge is power. And even in this truth it is, hey, but you can't allow that power, you can't allow that knowledge to puff you up. Right? You got to be like Moses, man. Right? So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 25 and verse 9. It reads, "The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way." So that's really just playing upon tables. The Lord is dealing with the meek on the highest of levels. It says the meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. Let's go to James 4. Right? It's the book of James, chapter 4 and verse 10, and it reads, "Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up." And if you humble yourself before the Lord, you're praying before the Lord, you're fasting before the Lord, you're throwing the ashes on your head, you kind of ripping up your garment, right? You fasting in sackcloth. All this to humble yourself before the Lord. The Lord delights in that, man. Right? The Lord delights in meekness. You understand? And so it says, "Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up." And ultimately, the more you humble yourself before the Lord, you show yourself to be a true, diligent, sincere, humble servant before the Lord. Hey, the Lord is going to exalt you in this thing. You understand? Let's go to 1 Peter 5. Don't be a proud man or a proud woman in this thing, man. You feel like you could tell the Lord, I pray when I want, right? I don't feel like praying right now. I will teach when I want. I will exhort brothers when I want. I will do this and do that when I want. Sometimes I don't feel like, hey man, you got to humble yourself before the Lord, right? Be willing to accept correction, right? Be willing to be taught, right? Be willing to be led. You understand? Don't exalt yourself in this thing and feel like you could feel like it's you doing things according to your own will, right? Everything is done according to the will of the Most High, man. Right? So this is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 6, and it reads, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of the Most High. Right? That's plain. You got to humble yourself under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time. And the Lord is going to exalt you when you humble yourself before him. Right? That's why Moses was exalted. Moses humbled himself before the Lord. Moses was the meekest man. Once again, Moses was the meekest man on the face of the whole earth. That's super powerful, man. Right? And really, that's all the Lord is dealing with. The elect are going to be the meekest man on the earth. The meekest men on the earth, that's going to be the elect. That's who the Lord is dealing with. Let's bring that out. Let's go to Psalms 37. Right? And this Psalms 37 and verse 11, it reads, but the meek shall inherit the earth. That's plain. The meek are going to inherit the earth. The meek are going to be here with be heirs with Yahweh Shai, right? Because the meek are going to be the elect. The elect are going to be the meekest men on the earth. You're not going to have a proud nigga that's going to be part of the elect, man. The Lord not dealing with the proud, right? The Lord is dealing with the meekest men on this earth, right? So it says the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace, right? And they're going to delight themselves in the abundance of peace because they're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. Let's get Yahweh Shai saying it, right? Because King David said it and Yahweh Shai said it as well. It's the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 5, the classic. It says, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Saying the exact same thing. That's who the Lord is dealing with, right? That's who's going to be here with Yahweh Shai. That's who's going to inherit the earth, right? That's who's going to have the earth in their possession, right? Yahweh Shai and the elect, and the elect are going to be meek, the meekest men on the earth, right? Let's go to Sirach. Let's get Sirach 10. It's the book of Sirach chapter 10 and verse 14. And it reads, the Lord have cast down the thrones of the proud princes and have set up the meek in their stead. So the meek are going to be set up in these thrones. You understand? They're going to be set up in these thrones. The meek, right? You can't get around it. It's just constantly saying the same thing, right? Verse 15. The Lord have plucked up the roots of the proud nations. So when the proud nations are plucked up, it says, and planted the lowly in their place. The lowly are going to be planted in their place. You understand? So the Lord is dealing with the meek. You can't get around that, right? I was thinking about a precept. Let me see. I don't remember it by heart though. Let me see if I can type it in. Depart, right? Cause check this out. This how meek that Peter was, right? Salakia. Let me see. Depart sinner. Salakia. Depart from me, Lord. This is what I want, right? I figured this what it was. This is the first thing that came to my mind. I should have just went with it, right? But this is the book of Luke chapter 5 and verse 8. And it reads, when Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Yahweh Shai's knees, saying, depart from me, O Lord, for I am a sinful man, O Lord. So when Yahweh Shai came unto Peter, right, he understood who he was. He understood that he was the anointed Yahweh Shai. Hey, he kind of got on his knees, right? And he said, depart from me, right? He said, I am a sinful man. So he basically said, I'm not worthy of you, right? That's how meek he was. He could have been like, oh yeah, the Lord, hey, I know you the son of God. You came to holler at me because you know who I am. You know how I get down. He could have been proud about it. Yeah, the Lord dealing with me. But he said, hey man, I'm not even worthy of this thing, right? He said, hey, depart from me, Lord. That's heavy, man. Right? It says he fell down at Yahweh Shai's knees saying, depart from me, for I am a sinful man, oh Lord. And we know that Peter is going to sit upon 12 thrones, right? He's going to sit upon thrones, man. Right? The 12 apostles are going to sit upon thrones in the kingdom of heaven. Right? And look how meek Peter was. You understand? So I just wanted to bring that out to show who the Lord is dealing with, right? He's dealing with the meek. Right? Let's go to 2 Samuel, right? Let's go to 2 Samuel 23 and verse 15. Let's show you how King David get down. And we know King David was anointed as well. Right? The Lord is dealing with King David more than anybody on the earth at that time as well, man. Right? And let's see how King David was. Right? So this is the book of 2 Samuel to the 23 and verse 15. It says, and David longed and said, oh, that one will give me a drink of water of the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. So David was thirsty, right? He kind of said, man, if only somebody would give me some water, man. Right? And it says, and the three mighty men break through the host of the Philistines and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate and took it and brought it to David. Right? So these men put their life on the line just to give David some water. This how much honor our forefathers had. That's mighty in itself, right? And that's not even really the point I want from this scripture, but this is how great our forefathers was. Right? They said, hey, David wants something to drink. We about to go, hey, we're gonna lay down our life for David just to give him a cup of water. Right? And it says, and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate and took it and brought it to David. Nevertheless, he would not drink thereof, but poured it out unto the Lord. So David wouldn't even drink it because they risked their life for it. He said, man, I'm not worthy to drink of this. Y'all wish y'all life for this, man. That's how meek and humble our forefathers was, man. Right? Verse 17, it says, and he said, be it far from me, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, that I should do this. Is not this the blood of the men that went in jeopardy of their lives? Therefore he would not drink it. These things did these three mighty men. So he said, man, I'm not drinking this, man. They laid down their life to get this water from me. So I'm going to pour it on the ground, man. Right? That's mighty, man. That's mighty. That's how humble he was. He could have just drunk it and said, yeah, y'all my goons, man. Right? That's what y'all better do if I say I'm thirsty, and kind of chugged it back like a nigga. Right? But he said, hey, I'm not worthy to drink of this, man. They put their life on the line just to get this cup of water, right? I'm not going to drink this, right? That's beautiful, right? That's beautiful, man, right? And it's actually beautiful when you meditate on these things and really think back like, damn, this is our forefathers, man. Like, this is who we really are. We not these damn niggas that they portray us to be in this damn wicked kingdom. When we read the scriptures, we can see who we really are, right? Where we really came from, who the Most High God created us to be. Right, and it's beautiful, man. Right, let's go to 1 Samuel 26. 1 Samuel 26 and verse 7, and it reads, so, and this is why it's important, right? Just a quick point, right? This is why it's important to make this word your meditation all the day, man. Like David said, right, in Psalms 119 and verse 97, when you meditate on these things, right, it's just, this is how you the new man, what's the word I'm looking for? Because we die lately and we renew in the spirit daily, man. Right? And the more you meditate on this word, you constantly renewing yourself in the spirit. Right? You learning new things. You're being built up, man. Right? You're allowing Yahushua to sup with you because Yahushua is the word, man. Right? So that's why you want to meditate on this word daily, because you constantly just allowing Yahushua to sup with you, man. It's a beautiful thing. Right? You constantly being renewed in the spirit and refreshed in the spirit, right? And increase in the spirit the more you meditate on his word, right? So this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 26 and verse 7. That was just a quick point. But just to get back on topic, right? It's 1 Samuel 26 and verse 7. And it reads, so David and Abishai came to the people by night, and behold, Saul lay sleeping in the trench, and his spear stuck in the ground at his bolster, but Abner and the people lay round about him, right? So this is when after all the time that Saul been trying to kill David have an opportunity where he can easily kill Saul, right? He caught him sleeping, literally, right? And verse 8, it says, then said Abishai to David, the Most High have delivered thine enemy into thine hand this day. Now therefore let me smite him, I pray thee, with the spear even to the earth at once, and I will not smite him the second time, right? So Abishai said, hey, let me put him to death. He been trying to kill you all this time. Let me slay him for you, right? And David said to Abishai, destroy him not, for who can stretch forth his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless, right? And reading on. So he said, man, I'm not killing Saul. I'm not killing my brother. I'm not killing the Lord's anointed, right? And in verse 10 it says, David said, furthermore, as the Lord liveth, the Lord shall smite him, or his day shall come to die, or he shall descend into battle and perish. The Lord forbid that I should stretch forth my hand against the Lord's anointed. But I pray thee, take thou now the spear that is in his bolster and the cruse of water, and let us go. Right? So he could have easily slain Saul, man. Right? Hey, you're talking about somebody who constantly, let's look at it on the carnal level. Every time you step out the house, you got this man, damn, him or his goons, damn, shooting at you, and they trying to kill you in the drive-by every time you step out the house. And now you got a clear opportunity where you could put this man to death. A lot of men with their carnal minds, they're gonna lay that man down, man. They're gonna kind of get him out of there. But this is our forefather, the mighty Meek, King David. He said, "Hey, I'm not gonna kill him, man. I'm not killing the Lord's anointed." Right? Hey, he said, "Hey, the Lord gonna deal with him. Vengeance is the Lord, but I'm not gonna lay a finger on him." Right? Because that's how meek he was. You understand? Right? Hey, that's mighty. Right? So let's go to John 13. Right? So to finish it off, you got to go into Yahushua, right? So how meek Yahushua was. It's the book of St. John, chapter 13 and verse 3, and it reads, Yahushua, knowing that the Father have given all the things into his hands, and that he was come from the Most High God, and went to the Most High God, he riseth from supper, and laid aside his garments, and took a towel, and girded himself. Right? After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet. So Yahushua, right, the King of Israel, he was so humble that he washed his disciples' feet, right? And it says, and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded, right? Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, doest thou wash my feet? So Peter confounded. He's like, well, Lord, what is you doing? You going to wash our feet? Right? He said, Lord, doest thou wash my feet? Yahushua answered and said unto him, what I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. Right? Peter said unto him, thou shalt never wash my feet. Yahushua. So Peter, like, hold on, hold on, wait. You're my Lord, you're my Savior, you're my King. You shall never wash my feet. Right? I'm not allowing you to wash my feet, Lord. Right? But Yahushua answered him, if I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. Right? So Yahushua said, hey, if I can't wash your feet, you're not going to have no part with me. Right? And it says, Salakia. And it says, Simon Peter said unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. So now Peter kind of getting in there. He said, hey, if you're going to wash my feet, wash my hands and my head as well then. Right? And verse 10 it says, Yahushua said unto him, he that is washed needeth not safe to wash his feet, but is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all. Right? It says, for he knew who should betray him. Therefore said he, ye are not all clean. So after he had washed their feet and had taken his garments and was set down again, he said unto them, know ye not what I have done to you? Ye call me master and Lord, and ye say, well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. Right? It says, for I have given you an example that you should do as I have done unto you, man. That's how meek our King is, man. Right? He washed the apostles' feet. Right? Us today with our carnal mind, you kind of hear about that. You're like, damn, would I be able to wash another man's feet? Right? The carnal man, he's going to be like, man, hell no, right? But in the spirit, you should want to be able to wash your brother's feet, man. Right? You should want to be able to be humble and lowly like Yahushua. Right? Right? Because in the spirit right now, hey, I will wash my brother's feet. Right? My flesh probably will be like, hey, the carnal mind kind of, hey, that's kind of weird. Right? But in spirit, right, I would definitely wash brother's feet, man. Right? Because that's what Yahushua did. And that's what Yahushua said. You got to be willing to wash your brother's feet. Even though really he's just saying you got to be able to go out of your way to do whatever for your brothers, man. Right? And that's a beautiful account. You understand? So let's go to Matthew 11. So just like Moses was the meekest man to walk the earth at the time when the Lord was dealing with him, right? Hey, Yahushua was the meekest man to walk the earth. King David was the meekest man to walk the earth, right? All that on different dispensations of time, right? But this is the book of Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28, and it reads, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. So Yahushua said, learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, right? And we got to be followers of Yahushua. Yahushua is the ultimate example, right? So if Yahushua said he's meek and lowly in heart, what does that mean for us? We have to strive to be meek and lowly in heart as well, right? As the ruler of the city is, so shall the officers be, right? Roughly paraphrasing it, Sirach chapter 10 verse 1 on down, right? And Yahushua is the king of our city, the king of Jerusalem, right? Yahushua said he's meek and lowly. We have to want to be meek and lowly as well, right? It says, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls, right? And that's all I really wanted to bring out, just meditating on really being meek and meditating on how meek our mighty forefathers was. You understand? We have to really want to be meek in this thing, humble and lowly, right? Don't be puffed up in this thing, right? Don't look down on other brothers, right? Hey, man, don't have all these wicked spirits on you, man, right? Don't be envious of other brothers, right? Don't be bearing hatred of other brothers in your heart, right? You still holding a grudge against a brother and you're not forgiving them, right? And hey, we got to be purging out the old leaven before the Passover come, right? So these are things that we should be meditating on, making sure you're really in the right spirit. You understand? You're constantly being renewed in the spirit day by day, right? So make sure you're being meek in these last days, right? If you're dealing with that spirit of pride, make sure you're praying, man, and you're fasting, right? Make sure you're constantly reading in these last days. You exhorting your brothers and sisters and provoking them into good works, right? You loving your brother and your sister in truth and sincerity. You serving the Lord in truth and sincerity, right? And I want to give all praise and honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? And with that, I want to say Shalom, Yasha'Allah, Lord willing, this edifying, right? And Lord willing, this exhorted brothers and sisters in the spirit, right? Shalom.